First ever readathon. Let's go. Dorian, don't move. He's shaking the cat tree where I have you guys propped up because I don't feel like bringing my tripod out here in the living room. All right, it's probably tilted back a little bit. It is what it is. So, Twisted Taboo readathon. Time to start it. So I am cheating a little bit. It is Wednesday, September 14th. It does not technically start until tomorrow, the 15th. However, I am by far the slowest reader out of all of us hosting, and I'm worried about falling behind everyone. So I'm starting one of my books today because also I have a few like thicker ones. So it's like, I feel like I need to start, and none of them are audiobooks. So it's only like when I'm sitting down and like able to be reading. So anyways, I'm cheating a little bit and getting a head start today with Hush Hush by Lucia Franco. So I'm going to be vlogging all the books that I'm going to be reading for this. So we have our bingo board. I'll insert it here really quick. So we have the 9 prompts. So my TBR for this is going to be Hush Hush by Lucia Franco. I'm reading that. Fit Age Gap and Daddy. And then for Motorcycle Club, I'm reading Mute by M.L. Nystrom. I don't know anything about this. One of you guys recommended it to me when I asked for Motorcycle Club novellas. So we're going to give it a go. For Mafia and Captor Captive, I'm going to be reading The Brit by Jodi Ellen Malpass. For Serial Killer, I'm reading Sick Twisted Minds by Candace Wondrak. It's the 3rd book in the Cruel Black Heart series. For Stalker, our group pick for the readathon is Forbidden Obsession by Regina Wade. All of us are going to be reading that one, and that's a novella as well. And then for Coach Athlete, I'm going to be reading Coach Me by Shanora Williams. This and Hush Hush are the 2 that I'm by far the most excited for. And then Bully, The Touch of a Villain by Holly Renee. So that is my TBR. I'm going to get started in on Hush Hush because this is a pretty thick one. I think this and The Brit are going to be my 2 longest ones to read. So I'm going to go ahead and start. And yeah, I'm just going to bring you guys along while I vlog this weekend. Let's jump in. I am on chapter 22 of Hush Hush, page 140. That could have been dangerous. Page 147. Also, my bookmark my mom made for me. She put little charms on it from old jewelry that I had when I was a kid. Anyways, here's the thing. So far, we just finally, this last chapter, got introduced to James, which I think is wild that we have spent, it was like page 136 or something when he was introduced, that we spent 130 something pages without the hero being introduced to us, which is like, I feel like unheard of in romance books. Like pretty much you get both the hero and heroine up front, even if they aren't like together or having like vibes together, you still normally at least see both of them. But we didn't see James for a long time, and actually I really like that because we really built up Aubrey's character a lot in the beginning here and really got her established in this escort, high-end, high-rolling kind of lifestyle that she has now. Also, the friendship between her and Natalie, I'm living for. I love girlfriends in books. I hate when the main characters have like no close friends, especially like no female friendships, and I'm just absolutely loving the 2 of them. I'm gonna head to bed. The only bummer thing about reading a paperback is that it's not like comfortable to go read in bed, and it is like my bedtime. Like I gotta be up early in the morning, so I gotta go to bed. I didn't get as far as I wanted to tonight, which is a bummer, but I don't know, we'll see. I want to like have this one done tomorrow, which I don't know if that's going to be possible. I have a lot of book left to cover, so we will see. We are doing reading sprints tomorrow night, so I'll have some like dedicated time. I've just had a really hard time focusing. I think the Book Bonanza ticket sale has been stressing me the fuck out. So I just have not really been able to focus. I've just been an anxious girly this week. So anyways, I'll be back tomorrow. Hello, long time no check-in. Ignore the hair. I showered this morning and it's been air drying, so I haven't had a chance to do anything to it. So I'm just making my lunch. It's Friday now, done with work, and I'm just ready to be all in on reading. So update, I am reading Hush Hush right now. I have about 70 pages left in it, and I'm absolutely loving it. As I figured I would. This and Coach Me by Shanora Williams are the 2 that like I have the highest hopes for in this readathon because they're authors that I love with books from those authors that I've loved before. So these were both like my highest predictions. I don't see any reason why this won't get 5 stars unless if something goes completely off the rails by the end of this book. I really just love how much we built up the lifestyle of Aubrey and like why she's doing what she's doing. And we just found out that James is Natalie's dad, which so that if you were on the live last night on Cheyenne's channel, you saw them spoil it for me, which I don't think I knew going into this that it was her dad. Like, I had James down in the daddy category because I had asked and they were like, oh yeah, James is like a daddy, you can put him in for that. But no one had said like how, so I just assumed, and then like with him being married, I just assumed earlier on that he, I don't know, that he just had kids. I did not think that he was Natalie's dad, but I didn't care being spoiled. I mean, it really didn't matter. I was gonna find out eventually anyways. I do love that little extra layer and how they do just have like a chemistry together. Like, even though, yes, a lot of their relationship is physical attraction, there is like a genuine respect between the two of them. They just like, you can tell that they can like sit around and talk with each other too, and that it's just not all like sex based with them. And then the other book that I'm reading, I started Sick Twisted Minds. Is that what it's called? Sick Twisted Minds by Candace Wondrak. It's my serial killer choice for the readathon. So far, I'm liking it. I don't know, still not a lot has happened. I'm only like 25% of the way through, and not a lot has happened so far in it, to be honest. Just kind of like with the second book, it was just slow to get into. So we'll see as it goes. I don't know. I don't know. It's like fine. And I can't really say that much because it would spoil the entire series, and I don't want to do that since this is like the third book in it. But I don't know. It's fine. So I'm gonna eat lunch. I want to do that one reel of like books that people associate me with, that trend that's been going around. So I want to start working on that after lunch. But then I'm gonna get some reading in, because here's my thing. Today, my target by the end of the day, I want to finish Hush Hush and I want to finish Sick Twisted Minds to have these books done and out of the way. So we'll see if that happens. Okay, you're gonna have to deal with the sunbeam here because I'm like a cat. I'm like Dorian and Arya right now. I'm like seeking out the sunbeam to lay in it to read this morning. So it is Saturday morning. I had a couple of errands I needed to run, so now I'm finally just sitting down and reading. But updates, I finished Hush Hush last night. Oh, where is it? Hold on, let me grab it. Finished it last night. I just left my bookmark in there so that way I remember where it is, because otherwise, I don't know about you guys, but I lose bookmarks a lot. 5 stars. 5 stars. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I love how things exploded at the end, because we were getting kind of down to it, and I was like, when is Natalie gonna find out? When is Daniel gonna find out? Like, when are all these people gonna find out about James and Aubrey? And I loved the explosion that happened. And I really loved most of all that Aubrey and Natalie were able to reunite by the end of the book, because this book was built on their friendship. Like, that's where this whole book started. So I really wanted to make sure, more than her and James, that like her and Natalie were okay by the end. And I felt like it felt like a natural progression of forgiveness for her. Like, it wasn't instant. It didn't take super long. She wasn't like, in the moment when she exploded Daniel and like aired out all of Aubrey's laundry. Not the best, but also like it was entertaining. But mostly like when she went to the funeral home when Aubrey's grandma died, and she said like, we're not friends, but like I want to be here for you. And like the hurt was evident, but the love was still there between them. Aubrey's grandma dying had me misty-eyed. And yeah, I'm glad that her and James reconciled at the end. And again, that it took like almost 2 years, for them to finally make it back together. Like it just felt natural, honestly. I really loved how it ended. I loved this whole book. I loved the like aesthetic of it. I loved the characters. Of course, I loved the writing. Lucia Franco's writing is just amazing. Honestly though, I think if you were just looking at this book as a whole, like her and James, I don't really need them to be happy, so I didn't care at the end that we didn't get a ton of them together, but we really never got them like giving their relationship an actual go in this book. So I am excited to read the novella to see them like actually trying to make it work. That's Hush Hush. And now I'm about 50% into Sick Twisted Minds by Candace Wondrak. That's what I'm going to try to finish up now before lunchtime, and then read something else later. Really, nothing really has happened in the first 50% of this book. And like, again, I'm trying not to spoil this one particularly because it is like the third book in a series. So I'm kind of keeping my thoughts vague on this, but really like nothing has happened so far. And even something that I'm thinking like we're getting towards, I don't know if we're gonna get it in this book. Honestly, I'm just kind of ready to be done with it. It's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that to me, it's kind of boring. So that's it for that one. I'm gonna jump in and read, and I need to get cranking on reading. It's Saturday and I've only finished one book. Look at this handsome boy lounging in the sun with me. He looks so cute. Okay, so I just finished Sick Twisted Minds by Candace Wondrak. So book 2, that checked off the serial killer prompt on here. I'm giving it 3 stars. It's fine. Something did happen that I was like really hoping was going to happen, so I did like that. The ending was kind of fun, but overall it was just kind of like the past 2 books in the series have not been giving what the first book was giving. And then there was this weird epilogue at the end that like jumped super far ahead to the future. And I was like, is there not a 4th book? I might finish the 4th book at some time just to have like the series complete as a whole. I think I'm going to start quick. So it's 10:56 in the morning here. Like you think it's the nighttime, there's fucking sunlight. So I think I'm gonna try to read Forbidden Obsession, which is our group pick. It's the stalker one, because that was only 81 pages. So I think I'm gonna try to read that before lunch. And then I'm either going to jump into Coach Me or The Touch of a Villain. I'm gonna start one of those 2. They're about the same length. So I'm hoping that I can read Forbidden Obsession before lunch and then hopefully finish Coach Me, like start and finish Coach Me or A Touch of a Villain this afternoon. Honestly, I think I'm gonna have to start prioritizing. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books left. I think I'm gonna leave The Brit for last. I think I'm really gonna like it. That's my Captor, Captive, and Mafia one by Jodi Ellen Malpass. And I do want to read that really badly, but I know that one I think is like 400, 500 pages or something. So for the sake of the readathon, I'm going to get all of my shorter books out of the way first. So I'm going to target the other 4 and save that one for last. So if I have time to read it in the readathon, great. If I don't have time to read it now, then I'll read it at some point still. Oh. How can I prop you up? There, we're just like almost out of frame. But I'm gonna update while I fill my little pumpkin that I painted. I think this would look really cute with a candle inside of it, but I didn't want to spend the money on like a little candle that would just sit in there for like a couple of weeks. So I was like, I'll just get some candy and put candy in him. And that looks cute too. And honestly, like I'm not gonna have a candle burning because I have this on my table and I'm not trying to have a candle burning inside of it. I finished Forbidden Obsession, which is our group pick for the readathon. This was fine. It was fine. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of novellas. So, I mean, that already had it going against it for me. It moved so quickly. It was just kind of ridiculous. Not the vibe. I would give it like 2.5 stars. I did round it up to 3 on Goodreads because, I don't know, I'm nice. It was just fine, but he was literally saying like, I love her after less than 24 hours of conversation. It wasn't even spicy. It was just, yeah. Look at you. You're such a big boy. I love you. All right, I'm gonna make a coffee. It is now Sunday morning. I finished Coach Me last night. So that was my 4th book for the readathon. I think I updated when I had finished. What else did I finish yesterday? Oh, I finished Forbidden Obsession. I think I updated with that. I don't know if I updated at all with Coach Me. I finished it and I'm giving it 3.5 stars. I did round it up to 4 on Goodreads because it felt right. It felt right. Ooh, actually, could I put you there while I make my coffee because my Nespresso's right here. Here's the thing. I love Shanora Williams' writing. I thought the characters were great. I'm always a sucker for the coach athlete setting. I loved that Amber had great friends. Like I really liked Kendall and Janine, her 2 besties. All of that was good, but there was just not enough angst for it being a coach athlete relationship. I really did not care that they were together whatsoever. Like they were not bothered by it. They didn't really even try to like resist each other once they decided that they were attracted to each other. It was pretty instant that they were like, okay, well, you know what, let's just like say fuck it and be together. And I just don't like that. I just thought that it was too easy for them to get together. And yes, there were like consequences for them being together, but still, it's just like I wanted them to fight it more with the start of their relationship. And they really didn't. Once they decided that they wanted to be together, they were just together. So the characters were still good. I liked them together, but like the lack of angst for me is what pulled it down to 3.5 instead of a full 4. Yeah, and I think a lot of people felt the same way. Like I know pretty much everyone else for the readathon has read this book. And I know Tori and Jess felt the same way. I asked them last night on the sprint. So I'm gonna start next Mute by M.L. Nystrom, I think is the author. Brand new author to me. One of you guys recommended this book to me because I asked in my TBR video when I was making my TBR for this. I barely read Motorcycle Club and I needed like a Motorcycle Club novella, and someone suggested this. I'm gonna give it a go. I know nothing about it. We'll see. I'm not the biggest fan of Motorcycle Club books. I don't know. I don't like seek it out. So I'm hoping to finish that one this morning before lunch because it's only 9:25 right now. And then after, so I'm hoping to have that done by lunch. And then after lunch, start The Touch of a Villain. And I'm thinking that might be my last book. I really don't think I'm gonna get to the Brit. I'll update when I read these. So we're not doing too hot. One with vlogging check-ins and two with finishing up my books. So it's now Monday, September 19th. I'm on my lunch break and hoping to get some reading in after work this afternoon. We will see when I get done. I really don't think I'm gonna finish Bully, but okay, anyways. Let's go back. So I finished Mute by M.L. Nystrom last night, and I loved this. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I really enjoyed this. I went into this with pretty low expectations, or not like low expectations. I would just say I almost went in with like no expectations because I've never read anything by this author, and I don't love Motorcycle Club, and also it is novella. It is a novella or like novella length, which it had a lot of things I guess that weren't necessarily like hyping me up for it. But it was so freaking good. I loved Cat and Mute's romance. Like, it was slow burn, even with it being a novella. It felt real. I felt their attraction. I felt them like fighting it for so long. It took them a long time to finally get together. I loved the club dynamics. I loved how Betsy and Brick, I think their names were, who were like the head of the motorcycle, like Brick is like the president and then Betsy is his old lady, how they really like took Kat in, took her under their protection because she has like no family whatsoever and she's really just on her own. And I loved seeing them all come together, and I loved the drama at the end. I did kind of see it coming, but I don't care. Like, this isn't a thriller, okay? It doesn't like bother me if I kind of can like guess what's going to happen. I still enjoyed it. And yeah, overall, this was just 4 stars. I loved it, and I definitely would continue on with the series. The next one is actually a character that I'm really intrigued by from this book. So yeah, I would definitely keep going. So 4 stars for this one. So that made this my 5th book for the Readathon, and I'm thinking that that's probably going to end up being it. I was already overly ambitious with my TBR. I'm a slow reader, and like House of the Dragon came out last night, so obviously like I had to stop and watch that. And then I had the K.A. Tucker interview on Cheyenne's channel, so that took out a chunk of time of my day yesterday. And honestly, I got distracted. I was watching a 100 Baby Challenge from The Sims. I love The Sims, and I got sidetracked. I want to get this video up on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, so that way I can put up like a rec video on Friday. I like to do Tuesdays and Fridays when I do 2 videos a week. I don't really want to like push this out to Wednesday, so I'm gonna try to have this up tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. I didn't get to the other 2 books that I wanted to get. I didn't get to The Brit by Jodi Ellen Malpas, and I did not get to The Touch of a Villain by Holly Renee. I was really hoping to especially get to that one because it was quicker, but I just didn't. I ran out of time. And you know what? That's okay. Still, reading 5 books for me in a weekend is more than what I do normally. So I'm still proud of myself for doing that. By far my favorite from the Readathon is Hush Hush, obviously. I mean, I knew that it would be. Absolutely loved that book, 5 stars. My biggest disappointment was definitely the group read Forbidden Obsession by Regina Wade. Like, I don't love novellas, okay? And this one just was a little like outlandish for me. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. Like, it's fine. Thick Twisted Minds again was like a bit of like a I think that series just like is not, it hasn't like lived up to the first book in my opinion, but will I read the 4th one? Probably, just to like complete the series. Then Mute, obviously I loved that. And what was my other book that I read? Coach Me by Shanora Williams. Really enjoyed that a lot. So yeah, I'm overall happy with everything that I got to. We have the wrap-up show for the Readathon tonight to talk about everything, so I'm excited to chat with everyone. It's been a lot of fun having sprints every day with them and getting to chat with them every day. I mean, we already talk every day, but it's nice to like get on line and talk with you guys every day too. That's it for this video, probably. That's where I'm gonna go ahead and call it. But anyways, I hope you participated along in the Readathon with us. Let me know down below what was your favorite, how many you got to, what was your least favorite. Let me know all the thoughts. And yeah, that's it for today, and I will see you when I see ya.